Hello guys, Larry here. Thank you once again for visiting the PipeCat channel. And thank you, Benny, for chiming in. I got this cigar as a promotional gift with an order that I placed for something. I treated myself to a box of my father, Jaime Garcia, Reserva Especial. Couldn't really afford it, but like I said, my birthday gift to myself. And when it came in, they had included this cigar, a 3-pack of this right here. Let's see if it'll focus. Oh, I was in trouble focusing this. This is the L'Atelier Cigars Melange Special. Cigars are embarrassing. They force you to speak in languages that you don't know. This is a Reserva Special. This one's a Melange. I'm smoking my cigar and really loving it. This, I don't know what it's called, and that's why I'm making this video. L'Atelier cigars have been around, and you can see their models. You can see their different types that they sell, different versions. I've never bought them before. It's a brand I don't see very often for some reason, but when I got this, it came in a 3-pack that looked like this. Okay? Dig the bottom. Not for resale. 3-pack L'Atelier Robusto, event only. It's a special run, I guess, as a promotion, I suppose. The seller's labeling is no better. It doesn't really mention anything. It doesn't say like a part number, name, or whatever it is they give. It just doesn't give it that. It just says a lat 3-pack. But this is a beautiful cigar, and if I knew what it was, I would buy it. But I went back on the website that included this as a gift, and there's no way to order exactly that. I just, I would buy more of these if I knew really what they were called. And when they're giving them an event name only, a promotional event name only, I suppose, for now. And maybe they're just rolling this type out and want to see what the public response is. Well, for myself, I can tell you, I would buy this. I wanted to buy this. I just spent $200 on cigars and was going to go back and buy more of this once I tried it. I'm smoking the second of the 3 that came in that box. The first one was so surprisingly good that I immediately started searching the web to find out exactly what it was. Couldn't quite figure it out. Maybe I'm overthinking it. This is the second one, and I'll share with you quickly my experience with it. You can see the wrapper. I guess you might call that sort of what, a Maduro? I don't know. Is that a broadleaf? I just don't know cigar terms. I just don't know them. So forgive me for not being descriptive enough. Like I said, I'm not a reviewer. I'm just sharing my experience. And this is a dark, spicy, flavorful, woody kind of smoke. I don't get a lot of chocolate like you get in some that look like this, I'm not getting that big chocolate hit. What I get instead is almost something kind of fruity, I guess. It tastes kind of like a citrusy kind of thing. Citrus over tea sort of thing. Almost like a lemon tea. But it's got nice dark woodiness under it, especially when you blow it out through your nose. I'm through the first third. This wasn't a very long cigar, as you can see. So I'm down the first third just about exactly. In that first third, I've encountered nothing that I didn't like. It's a nice smoke. And this one, probably as opposed to others that I've been smoking that I have found to be pretty consistent all the way through, this one, different experience. On the very first light, when I first lit it, I got a big, rich burst of that tea, citrus tea kind of thing. And it pulls you right in. You're like, ooh, you can't wait to smoke more. First few drags into the first third of this thing, were pretty much like that. And now towards the middle, I can now identify something that just occurred to me. It tastes almost like a raisiny taste, like raisins. That's the fruit I'm getting. It's very very deep. It's a little bit dark, a little bit spicy, a lot of fruit. I like it. I'm surprised, but I got to it in that the beginning of the second third. I'm taking the label off now because it is loose and that wrapper is nice and clean. Let's go around that wrapper. A few veins, but nothing really bad and no cracks. See? Nice cap on it. That is double capped, I guess. Maybe triple capped. I seem to see 3 lines there. It could be triple capped. Well, the construction of this is firm. It's nicely put together, tightly wrapped, but you can still draw through it. I would call the draw on this and the first one that I smoked out of that package the same. An upper normal draw. A slightly harder than easy draw, but not so bad that you can't smoke it. It actually helps this cigar because the flavor is very intense, and the slightly slower draw, I think, helps you enjoy it more. Oh yeah, I really like this. I've been finding a lot of new ones I haven't tried yet that I've liked a lot lately. I don't know, maybe my palate is changing, maybe my taste is changing. But this L'Atelier Melange Spécial Robusto that they call it. They call it Robusto. It's not a Robusto size. In fact, this is, what size would you call that? Doesn't even say on it what its size is. Well, one of you pros will probably know. It's about the same size as this Casa Terrano, I think. Yeah, it's just about exactly the same size as that. Well, the Terrano might be a little bit thicker. Maybe a couple of points of diameter or circumference thicker. But anyway, this is about now, if I remember from the first one that I had all the way through, it was about a 45-minute smoke. Maybe a little longer, maybe closer to an hour. It is pretty dense and does not burn down quickly. It's the right size to hold in your mouth if you're busy doing something or whatever. This is another one that I might categorize in the after dinner cigar kind of thing, or the just downtime cigar, not busy working on your engine or something cigars. This is one to be enjoyed, one to be shared probably. I don't know what the cost of this would be if I went out to buy it because I don't really know what it is. If any of you guys know what this is, L'Atelier Melange Spécial, event only, smaller size stogie. I would love to know because I wasn't able to order this as is from the site that I got it from. It was a Payan, a plus if you act now. I'm glad they sent me this instead of another free steak knife. No, I never got a steak knife with my cigars. I'm really loving this. And I'm hoping to get through to the last third of it with you. So what I might do is just pause this video for now, smoke it down another inch or so, and get back to you and tell you what the changes are. So far, loving everything about it. Loving this dark, fruity, raisiny, smoky smoke with a little bit of tea on top of it. All right back. Okay, well, I'm past the halfway mark of the smokable portion of this cigar. And I'm finding that it is changing. I was going to actually smoke a little bit more of it before I got back on, but I found something interesting going on, so I thought I would just turn the camera back on. Marked change in the flavor, right at about the halfway point of the cigar. I thought that I had noticed it in the first one of these that I smoked, but I wasn't paying that much attention to it because it was just sort of experimental. This one I'm actually paying attention to. The big fruity raisiny burst was in the first half of this. Now just past the middle way mark, I'm not getting the fruit so much anymore. It's almost like the fruit is still there, but it's got a toasted aspect now, probably because so much smoke has gone through it from having smoked the first half through it. What? Yeah, flavor has changed. The big, bright, sweet fruitiness has subdued somewhat. It's subduing more the more I smoke. And what I'm really getting now is that sort of woody undertone that's been there the whole time. I don't know if it's from the wrapper. I don't know. Smoking this way too fast. That's changing the flavor too. I'm going to knock that ash off. The ash actually held on quite well. I had to knock the first ash off. It didn't fall on its own. Yeah, and that one took a little bit of doing to get off too. See the conical ember? That means that old Larry here has been smoking this way too fast. But when you're making a video, you feel like you got a rush. Yeah, changing. Really, that fruitiness is kind of going... The fruitiness is going from a flavor burst in the first half of this thing down to sort of a residual, sort of like a finish flavor, an aftertaste, but it's still there. Quite an experience, this little stick. I really wish I knew exactly what to call it. I would be advocating this if you like a dark cigar. And by dark, I don't mean bitter and horrible. By dark, I mean spicy, a little sweet, with a woody undertone, not particularly airy, with a tighter draw. A slightly tighter draw, but not a real tight draw, no. So far. The first two I've ever experienced. Getting near the end of the smoke. Like I said, you gotta know when to quit smoking a cigar, and that's when the enjoyment stops. Because it's not how much smoke you get out of it. Like I said, it's how much enjoyment you get out of it. That's what a cigar is about. If you reach the point where I'm not really enjoying this anymore, the smoke is beginning to feel warm in my mouth or hot, or it's too close to my fingers, or all I'm getting now is just burnt leaf taste. Well, you're done. Not quite yet on this one. I'm watching all the little Massachusetts bush birds coming up and grabbing all the seed. I just put a feeder out on my porch not too long ago. I've got a hummingbird feeder that's not going to go out for another month at least. But I put out a seed feeder to see what I would get. And it's pulling a lot of interesting little birds out there. Get the chickadees, woodpeckers, nuthatches, and today a starling, a really pretty, stark black-looking starling. First one I've seen show up on the porch. Blue jays come down. They realize it's seed and then turn around and fly away. If I put breadcrumbs out there or granola, they finally started eating granola. They ignored it for the first couple of days I put it out. So I put it out one more time to see if anyone would come and get it, and sure enough, they did. And not just the blue jays, another little bird. Looked kind of like a chickadee. Not typically brown and mottled looking. He had more black on him. He had some black on his head. Otherwise looked like a chickadee. I don't know what kind of bird that is, but he showed up and started grabbing up granola. Got a couple of mouthfuls of that, took off, and later on 3 more like him showed up. So they're like bees. They find the food, they go out and they tell their buddies, hey, follow me. Benny, my cat, is having a ball with that feeder because I put it right in front of the window. And he's funny. Instead of jumping up in the windowsill to look what's going on out there, he's stealthy and smart. And he's not an outdoor cat. But he knows enough. He puts one paw up on the windowsill and puts his eye over it. And he watches them. He moves real slow. And when they all take off at once, He quickly goes, he's funny. But right now, because I'm having a smoke, he's sleeping in my room, or else I wouldn't be having the smoke. He was here in the beginning, he walked away. He knows when Dad's making a smoke video. Oh, there's that little tiny woodpecker up in the tree looking at the porch, wondering if he's going to come down. It's funny, he's hanging upside down on a branch, pecking away. I love springtime. I love nature. I love birds. Cats love birds. You could probably get about 10 of them in the toaster oven. What do you think? No. Alright. Now I'm coming to where the smoke is beginning to feel warm, temperature-wise, to me. So I got to slow down my cadence a little bit. But where it ended up in the first half is kind of where it's staying. Woody undertone. The raisiny fruitiness has become more or less an afterthought, kind of an aftertaste, really. Nothing harsh. So far I've made it through almost two of these completely, and encountered nothing harsh. Nothing I didn't like, put it that way. I can see how some people who don't prefer a bit of bitterness or too much tang might complain, but maybe not. I don't know. The only thing in this stick so far, the two that I've smoked, the only thing that's really strong and prevalent and assertive, the most assertive thing, is that raisiny fruitiness with that tea note on top of it. So try to imagine a fruit tea with kind of like a raisiny taste in it. That's what this is. And you get most of that in the first half. But since this is a French import brand, I can tell you that the denouement has been subtle and refreshing. It's a nice way to wind down from the flavor burst in the first half. What's funny is the language on the box, half in French, and it's all in English, but the terms used. The company name is French sounding, and then there's Spanish words to describe it. But the descriptive language that arises in my head is Yiddish. I feel like Mel Brooks. Instead of taking giant drags on this, I'm still smoking it quickly, but taking small hits. And yeah, nothing unpleasant. I was doing that to see if I could get it to taste burnt. It's not. It's not tasting burnt to me at all. It's got a nice finish all the way down the end. I'll probably end up editing out a lot of the dead time since I started recording this. Probably already at about 20 minutes, I'm thinking. I cut some time out in the middle to answer a phone call from my mother. What's with the raisins? What, you don't like raisins no more, Miss Sugar? Was that out loud? Funny I should say that just then, because now getting right near the end, I'm catching it again. A little bit of the raisininess is coming back up. Yeah, nice little intimate smoke. I'll tell you what. I gotta find out what this is. L'Atelier, marked as Melange Spécial. And could only get that 3-pack. The 3-pack event only Robusto, probably limited edition or promo edition or something. I got one left in here. And boy, I'll tell you what, I'm going to save it. That's going to go in the humidor because I don't want to smoke that right away. I know I got it for free, sort of. But yeah, I'll stock up on these for sure. Anyway, that's what I got for today. Thank you again for visiting the PipeCat channel and going through another cigar experience with me. Again, hesitating to call them review, just sharing experience. When I watch those cigar channels, and I do, I have my favorite ones, and I get a lot. I pick up a lot from them, but I don't use it. You know what I mean? It's entertaining to watch someone else talk about it and use the terminology, but I don't really pick up on it that well. The ones that I get the most out of are just people who say, "Hey, I'm trying this for the first time," laymen like myself, and you know what they taste, what they feel. I don't need somebody to, you know, paint a verbal graphic novel, including all the terms, and because with me and my buddies, when we sit down and have a smoke, it's not going to be about that. It's not going to be about using terms. It's going to be like, "Hey, that's pretty good. What's that?" "I don't know. I got it with this thing there. Where'd you get it from? I'll buy some of them." That's you know, that's the language we use. Yep, I'm going to leave it right there. Thank you for watching me enjoy this L'Atelier promotional 3-pack, being called a Robusto, but it's not a Robusto size. It's a small size, but it's a very nice smokable size. A wonderful, fruity, raisiny smoke with a nice woody tone and a nice firm texture and a nice draw, perfect draw. Just to the tight side of perfect, you know, which I'm learning that I like actually better. And I did, by the way, cut that with a with the hole cutter there, the round little drill. And to its merit, it did not crack when I did it, even though it's got a narrow thickness. That should have split open, and it didn't. Happy springtime there, PipeCat viewers, and thank you again for visiting the channel, and I will talk to you soon.